Hello everyone, I'm going to be doing this nice, unique video. I don't know why I said unique. Anyway, it's actresses, and also, it's all just Fast and Furious content today, because I just saw Fast and Furious the other day, Fast and Furious 9 the other day. But yeah, we're going to be doing actors/actresses that missed out a role in Fast and Furious. So how many people is there? 16. So there's 16 people that I'll be talking about. There's like this little message that I'll read out. And yeah, let's get started. The first person that got missed out was the role for Brian O'Connor. And a matter of fact, it was Eminem. Now this is what, was it Screen Rant? I forgot what it was called. It's a website. I've got like a big block of what it said, but anyway, we're just going to read it. It might seem strange to think now, but the time when Marshall Mathers was in serious contention for the part to be of Brian O'Connor, Eminem was said to be on the shortlist for the role, but put together by producers long before the late Paul Walker was considered, riding off the back of the multi-platinum success of Marshall Mathers' LP. Eminem was eager to follow in the footsteps of other rappers like Ice Cube with a move into the acting game, though it ultimately came to nothing in this instance. Mathers did eventually get his wish, going to start in a semi-autobiography, 8 Mile, in 2002, while Walker went on to make the role of O'Connor his own, so pretty much everything worked out alright at the end. So I wanted to do like what other rappers did, like Ice Cube, Ludacris, all those rappers. But he didn't get the role of Brian O'Connor, but he did get his autobiography of 8 Mile, and Paul Walker got O'Brien. We got a Mia Toretto, who missed out the role for that. Elisa Dushku, this is what they said. Having made her name as a ass-kicking good girl gone bad faith on Buffy the Vampire Slayer, an attitude-laden turn into the criminally underrated teen comedy Bring It On, Eliza Dushku was enjoying sometimes of the moment around the turn of millennium, and the writers behind the Fast and the Furious looked to capitalize on it, writing up the part of Mia Toretto, Dom's festy young sister and love interest of Brian O'Connor. According to Entertainment Tonight, they only had one actress in mind for the role, Dushku. There was just one problem. Dushku disagreed. The role eventually went to Georgina Brewster, but known for Robert Rodriguez, a fatality at the time, with Dushku's returning to a role of Faith and Angel, and later starring the TV series True Calling, a Dollhouse. So she literally just turned down the role. Wow, disappointing. A role for Tej Parker. I don't know if you heard. Well, if you haven't heard of this name, like, Jesus Christ, come on. Redman. Following rapper and producer Redman, born Reginald Noble, was actually the original choice for the part of Tej Parker in the Fast and Furious sequel to Fast Too Furious. He'd previously demonstrated himself a more than capable screen presence in the cult 2001 stoner comedy How High. A long-time collaborator, Method Man, who himself has appeared in the original Fast and Furious movie and looked to be a good fit for the part. Unfortunately for Redman, scheduling conflicts ultimately forced the rapper to pull out of Too Fast Too Furious before filming commenced, that ultimately paved the way for fellow rapper Chris Ludacris Bridges to land the part, in which amounted to the area code's lyricist first major movie role. The rest, as they say, is history. So Redman could have played Tej Parker. Ludacris does fantastic, but come on. Sarah Harding was going to play Vaya, one of Owen Shaw's crew members in Fast and Furious 6. This is what it says. 1/5 of Simon Cowell's created pop girl group Aloud went to band out on the hiatus in 2009. Harding embarked on a pretty patchy acting career that included appearances in two street try-in movies and the poorly received Danny Dyer comedy Run For Your Wife, a movie that made just over $600 at the UK box office. It could have been so difficult for Harding, though, with Fast and Furious 6 taking the action to London. HMV states that the pop singer was apparently considered for the role of Vaya, one of memberships of British villain Owen Shaw's deadly criminal gangs. Alas, is not meant to be, with the role ultimately going to one of the formal street try-in castmates, Clara Paget, an actress perhaps best known for starring in Star's series Black Sails. I don't know who Sarah Harding is, but yeah. We got a role for Mr. Nobody. Who's going to play it, you may ask? Halle Berry. We're just going to read it. Halle Berry is no stranger to high-octane thrills, as anyone who has seen her performances in either the sub-slimy, ridiculous Swordfish or just plain ridiculous Die Hard Another Day can attest. Yeah, it could have been even better for Berry fans long before Kurt Russell made the part of Mr. Nobody his own. Berry was seriously considered for the part in Fast and Furious 7, in a move that would have been a character take a very different shape in more ways than one. Ludacris was certainly keen on the move at the time, telling Ryan Seacrest, one of the rumors linking her to the project. This is what she said. This is what he said, Ludacris. I have no idea, but I'm hoping for Halle Berry, but we'll see what happens. There's always seemed to be surprise, even sometimes. And in the end, however, Berry ultimately opted against joining the franchise. Disappointing, Halle Berry. We got a role for the Abu Dhabi. At Fast and Furious 7, I don't know what he was. What up is it in here? I don't know. But it was going, Jason Mantzoukas was going for it. This is what it said. 1/3 of the team behind the always enjoyable How Did They Get Made movie podcast and an avid Fast and Furious fan to boot. Mantzoukas is an actor. You'll probably be familiar for Brooklyn Nine-Nine. With thanks to memorable turns and everything from The Dictator to The League and Brooklyn Nine-Nine, he came very close to landing his dream role too as Safar. Ramsey's go-to contact when they head to Abu Dhabi. Is it Dubai? I'm dumb. In search of God's Eye and Furious 7, speaking on his HDTGM podcast, Mantzoukas revealed that he auditioned for the part, but ultimately lost out of Ali Fazell's. Despite the setback, both he and the fellow podcast family, Paul Scheer and June Dyer Raphael, remain open to the idea of appearing in any future Fast and Furious movies. Make they called Paramount Pictures. Oh, I was so surprised by this. I would love this to happen, but sadly, did not happen. It's a role for Luke Hobbs. Tommy Lee Jones. I would love that. But this is what it said. The addition of Dwayne The Rock Johnson, Baby Oil and all, as Luke Hobbs in Fast 5 was the shot in the arm as the franchise needed after 2009 Fast and Furious. Yet in the original plan for the 5th series, outing Vin Diesel and the film's writers has designed on Tommy Lee Jones for the part. Jones has won an Oscar as U.S. Marshal Samuel Gerard, the man on the the man on the trail of Harrison Ford's Dr. Richard Kimball in The Fugitive, and he seemed a natural fit for what amounted to a similar role. It was only when a fan on Facebook lobbied Vin Diesel to work with Johnson, who was a rising star in Hollywood at the time, that those plans changed, offered the part in place of Jones. Johnson accepted, with the writers altering the final script. As a result, Vin Diesel and Jones probably would not have gone toe-to-toe in that version of the movie. Though we wouldn't necessarily have been against it either. A character for Owen Shaw, David Tennant, and this is what they said: the former Doctor Who actor has proved himself more than capable. And the former Doctor Who actor has proved himself more than capable of living life on the dark side in recent years, thanks to his regarded scent of desirable Kilgrave on Netflix's Jessica Jones series. Prior to that, however, Tennant has the opportunity to play the part of Owen Shaw in Fast and Furious 6. According to Latino review El Maybe, director Justin Lincoln contacted the actor to discuss the possibility of taking on the role. Lynn and Tennant are rumoured to have held a series of conversations over Skype about how to later signing on the project. Unless the Scottish actor ultimately turned down the part, going on the further success of small down screen with his hit series Broadchurch, a starring role, he will return to one last time, maybe later this year. Another great one, Lucas Black, Channing Tatum. That's what it said. When it come to picking up the weakest entry in the Fast and Furious saga, most fans would probably plump for Tokyo Drift. Apologized to any big drifters out there, but Lucas Black, Sean Boswell is simply no substitute for Paul Walker or Vin Diesel. Though the later did cameo at the movie, confusing timeline issues meant it didn't age particularly well either, if it could have been so very difficult, so different, though a few years back during an appearance on Jimmy Kimmel Live, Channing Tatum reveals that he has been up for the part, only to blow in the audition. This is what he said: I don't even know if it was, and this is what he said: I don't even know if it was. I blocked it out mainly so I don't remember the specifics. I think it was a combination of me being just bad, not remembering the lines, totally freaking out. I was probably sweating a lot. He said Tatum still ranks it his worst ever audition, but it certainly hasn't done any damage to his brewing career as a Hollywood A-lister. Ramsey, character for Ramsey, you were skipping that one off, no one. Luke Hobbs, Josh Brolin. No content was with being cast as both Thanos in the Avengers and Cable in Deadpool 2. Brolin also warmed his way into the Fast and Furious universe in a very big way. According to Yahoo Movies, while Tommy Lee Jones was the ideal choice for the role of Luke Hobbs in Fast 5, the producers were also eyeing up Brolin for the part at the time, and given his performance as a nonsense DEA agent in Sicario, you could see why he would have been a good fit in the role. That said, Vin Diesel's fans, though otherwise lobbying hard for Dwayne Johnson to get the part, even if it meant rewriting much of what they have planned for the character, Brolin definitely would have been a good match for Vin Diesel's Dom Toretto in any fight, though. We've got another one for Tej Parker, J. Rule. We're just going to get started. Arguably the best tale of woe and regret to come out on the franchise concerns forgetting rapper Ja Rule, who must certainly look at the Fast and Furious movies with a sense of regret. Cast in a big part of a role it of Edwin in the first movie. Too Fast, Too Furious, director John Singleton revealed in an interview with Grantland that Ja Rule has the opportunity to play the part of Tesh Parker in the second movie with a major pay rise, but said no. Ja got too big for himself. He turned it down. He turned down $500,000. Singleton said he was acting like he was way too big to be in the sequel. He wouldn't return calls after being yanked around too much by the rappers. Singleton turned to Ludacris, who's since gone to start in 3 additional franchises outgoing, for which he's really pulling in well over $500,000 at this point, sorry. We've got a role for Mia Toretto, Natalie Portman. When an elite Eliza Dushku opted against taking the role of Mia Toretto, Dom's tough talking sister, in the part written specifically for actresses and minds. Producers drew up in a short list of potential big names replacements, while the likes of Jessica Biel and Bonju Phillips were both mentioned in the connection with the part. Arguably, the most intriguing name linked to the role was Natalie Portman. In the midst of her Madama phrase, with 2 further Star Wars prequels still on her dance card at the time, Portman ultimately opted out against taking up the part, preferring to move away from more traditional box office fares in favour of less commercial movies like Garden State and Closer. We can't help but feel like we were the ones who missed out on that one, though. I've got a one for Dominic Toretto. It's none other than Timothy Olyphant. As inconceivable as it might seem to most fans, Vin Diesel wasn't actually the first choice to play what is now his signature role of Dominic Toretto. That honour instead went to Justified star Timothy Olyphant, who was the first actor to be offered the part, according to franchise producer Neil H. Montez. During an appearance of Bill Simon's podcast, Montez revealed that when The Fast and Furious was first pitched to Universal, the studio gave the project the green light on the one condition that Olyphant would be cast in the role of Toretto. It was unclear why Universal was so keen on Olyphant, who was relatively unknown actor at the time, but he has ultimately said no to the offer. That proved to be blessing in disguise, of course, with Montez going to meet and eventually cast Diesel in the part that made him a global star. Deckard Shaw, a person who was going to play him, Denzel Washington. Of all the big names to have said no, not to a part in the Fast and Furious movies, few compared to Denzel Washington, who has been long targeted for the producers behind the franchise, despite setting up plans for Jason Statham to act as a main villain in Furious 7. Within the few frames of 6, Deadline revealed at the time that director James Wan originally approached Washington about taking on the part of the big bad in the 7th outing. Though Statham was cast as Deckard Shaw's brother of Fast 6, Owen Shaw, Washington would have likely taken on a different role on that one that could even have ended up borrowing elements of the character, which ultimately became Warlord Mushkanda, ultimately played by Jijom Honzo. Unfortunately, we may never know. We could have got disappointing. One for Jacob Toretto. We got Dave Bautista. Once the news broke that John Cena would be appearing in F9, a fan tagged Bautista on Twitter with this pitch: The Rock and John Cena would get a Fast and Furious spin-off and Dave Bautista would be the villain. Bautista responded with 2 nosted emojis and the words, "Thank you for the consideration. I'd rather do good films." I mean, it might not prove it, but it does say, so I'm... no. I think I got that one wrong. I don't care. I bloody want Dave Bautista to be Jacob Tremblay. But John Cena did good. There you go. That was 20 minutes long of actors slash actresses that missed out on a role in the Fast and Furious. Before I end this video, I got a big announcement for the next 31 on 31. I haven't done one since March, but I have it. It's coming out October 31st. It's hold up, I need to get it. Entertainment. So we have The Omen. Never seen any of the films, so it's good that we'll be doing that. The Exorcist, The Shining, The Blair Witch Project, Insidious, the Conjuring universe, like The Curse of La Llorona, Annabelle movies, The Nun, The Conjuring, and Poltergeist. So that is what it is. And the one, and what it's called, the title for it is 31 on 31 and a Demons. Cannot wait to do that in October. That'll be fantastic. Thank you for watching this review. Please subscribe to my channel, be a big help. Thanks for watching. Take care. Peace.